My dear students, this is lecture 2 of chapter 9. So I told you about different uh, kinds of food which we get from plants and animals. I hope you have investigated some of them, and from your kitchen also you can find out, and you can also find out that what are the common names of that spices, like I have said about cumin, fenugreek, then cloves, right? So what does it call in your mother tongue? So that one also you can find out and you can share with me. Now I will start from here. Farming. So as in the starting the video I told you about that we are going to discuss the sources from where we are getting the food. So farming is the first part, okay, where we grow the crops, and from there only we get grains or food materials. So who do farming? Farmers, right? So the food we get from plants, they are grown by the farmers. And how they grow? The farmers plant the seeds in their field after plowing the land and making the soil suitable for cultivation. Okay, suitable means whatever the factors needed for growing a seed, so they make the soil suitable so that the crops can grow well. Now plowing is done with a plow. Okay, here picture is not given. Here one farmer is spraying the pesticides. You can see one tank and he is spraying the pesticides. So pesticides means, students, a substance used to kill insects. Okay, so here you see so the plow which is pulled by the tractor or by the bullock. So now the due to modern technology it is also done by the tractor and other tools. And then manure and fertilizer used to be added to the soil to increase the fertility. Fertility means productivity. That means if we increase the fertility of the crop plant, then it will produce more and more crops. Okay, and manure means, students, this is animal dung. Okay, and fertilizer means chemicals. Okay, so here you see so many steps are there before growing the plants. Okay, so from sowing to harvesting it takes a lot of time and also steps. So first of all they used to level the surface, then the seed has to be planted in the right season. As you know that different crops used to grow in different season, right? So the farmers water the growing plants regularly, and as I told you, they spray pesticides to avoid damages to the crop. And finally, when the crop is ripe, then it is harvested. Harvested means cutting off crops. So sometime well-to-do farmers use machines on their farms. Okay, so for harvesting or separating the seeds, so they use machines, and they also use tractor and combined harvesters. The farmer separates the seeds from the plants. The process from sowing to harvesting takes about 4 to 6 months. Okay, sowing means, students, planting the seeds. Okay, and harvesting means cutting off the crops. So in this total duration, how much time it takes? 4 to 6 months. Okay, and after harvesting it is packed in the sack and loaded on the truck for selling to the nearest market, and some seeds are kept by the farmers for the next season, so that in the next season they can grow. So you can see one picture of market over here. So when the crops used to be packed in the sack and they used to sell in the they used to be sell in the market. So first of all it goes to the wholesaler. Okay, wholesaler means where large quantity of the material or raw material or food, everything is present. Okay, so wholesalers, they used to sell the crop to the retailer. And who are the retailer? Retailer means the shopkeepers. Okay, so shopkeepers who come to buy the things so that they can sell them in their shops. Okay, and retailers buy various items from different wholesaler. Okay, because retailer in their shop, they have to keep all the items so that they can give whatever the customer wants. So that is why they used to collect different items from different wholesaler for their shop. And here you see one word is there, consumer. Consumer means those who buy from the retailer. Okay, that means we the common people, we can also say as customer, right? So they are the consumer, because we, whatever we need, so that one we buy from the market, from the retailer, from the shop, right? So shopkeeper are the retailer. Okay, here you see shopkeeper are the retailer, and who are the consumer? We are the consumer. Now here it is said that grains and pulses are generally packed in sacks and bags and stored in godowns. Okay, so they used to pack in sack and also bags. So you may also have seen that when your father used to bring the rice or any kind of other cereals in your home, so it is generally packed in a sack or any kind of bag, right? And they used to keep in the storeroom. Okay, so they used to store in the godown. Okay, that storeroom, that is very big, so that is called godown, or also called warehouses. And wheat and rice, they are generally taken to the factory where they are processed. Okay, means directly the wheat and rice we cannot use. Okay, so for that they used to taken to the factories. Now rice seller remove the husk, polish the rice, pack it in different quantities and sell the packets through the retailer shop under their company's brand name. Okay, as I told you, for processed means what are the process? First of all, they have to remove the husk, the covering, then polishing of the rice so that rice looks clean, and then they have to pack it in different quantity, because in packets you may have seen like different quantity, right? 1 kg of rice, 5 kg, then 20 kg, 25 kg, right? So in that different quantities used to be packed, and then they used to sell it to the retailer, and from there we can buy. Okay, and you will see that in that packet, no, so different names are written, so they are the company's brand name. So students, I think up to this much it's clear to you. Now let's talk about eating together. So you see your book, students, page number 63. So here it is written eating together. So remember students, I told you about community eating at the beginning of the chapter. So yes, eating together on several occasions is known as community eating. You can see this line. Okay, so at home we enjoy eating together with our family, and in the same time, at the different time when you are in school, you used to enjoy with your friends, and also you share each other's food, right? So there are such kind of occasions in our home or in our area. Okay, in that certain event when this meal is usually prepared by the members of the community, and then it is served and we all together eat that, so that on such occasion that type of eating together is called community eating. Okay, so you can underline this line. So what is community eating? You can underline this. Okay, so here we will talk about different festivals where this community eating we can find. So here you see, besides eating together on wedding, birthday and anniversaries, people eat together during festivals. Then what are the festivals? Like Durga Puja, Holi, Eid, etc. Now as you know that Holi is celebrated in the spring season. Okay, in many parts like we also celebrate, right? So on this day, Hindu families residing in a colony celebrate the festival together, right? Here we give colors to each other, and this we play with color, greet each other, then we take blessings from elders, sing, dance, then eat, right? So that is a community eating. Then in Holi we mostly like to eat the sweets, that is called gujjas. Okay, these are served. Now another event you see here, the daily breakfast after sunset during Ramadan is called iftar. Okay, so iftar is what? The daily means it is the daily breakfast. Okay, during the time of Ramadan. So that is if iftar meals are taken together with family. Okay, so after the sunset, they like all the family members, they used to sit together and they used to take their breakfast. So that is called your means in that time also they eat together with the family, friends, and also the people of the community. Okay, so not only family, but in some places people also eat together. Okay, so Eid ul Fitr marks the end of 30 days of fasting. Okay, so many of you, I think you know about it. We also call it as Roza. So in that Eid ul Fitr, the 30 days of fasting, after that namaz or prayer are offered at the mosque. Then people wear new clothes, greet each other, prepare sewai. So here it is another dish. Okay, as I told you about gujjas, so here sewai. So sewai is a sweet dish used to made with milk and sugar and vermicelli. Okay, vermicelli means it's a traditional type of pasta, look like noodles. I'm sure in your home also you eat it, right? So sewai. Okay, so that is a special food in Eid. Now you see Onam. So Onam is celebrated to mark the New Year celebration in Kerala. Okay, so here we use where here in Assam we celebrate Bohag Bihu, right? So in case of Kerala, they use to celebrate Onam, okay, as a New Year celebration. So in that, family, friends, they gather together to celebrate this festival, and people make beautiful rangolis. Okay, they also create or they also organize some cultural programs. Okay, pujas. Then you see one special meal that is called Ona Sadhya. Okay, Ona Sadhya, that is a special meal of several dishes is prepared and served. Okay, so Ona Sadhya is not only one dish, but it's a means several dishes are included here, and such gathering fill us with pride and offer us opportunities to learn about family tradition, values, and many ritual. Right? If you attend this kind of event, then only you can know about what are the family tradition, what are the rituals, and what are the values. So from community eating, we also learn these things. Okay. Now another one is called langar. Langar is a community meal. Okay, so langar is the community meal organized by Gurudwara. Gurudwara means the place where Sikh people worship. Okay, temple of Sikh people is called Gurudwara. So Gurudwara, now lunch is cooked and served free of cost to all. You can see one picture, so many people are sitting together and there is no differences. There is nothing like you are not a Sikh people, you are from other communities, so you are not allowed, nothing like that. All the rich or poor or people of other caste or religion, everyone can take food here. So community eating is a nice experience, and people believe that all are equal in the eyes of God, and by serving others they are serving God. Okay, so this is the belief of Sikh people, so that's why they treat everyone equally, and they say that it is a very good line. You can see people believe that Sikh people believe that all are equal in the eyes of God, because God never differentiate between us. Okay, God never says that you are poor, you are rich, right? So by serving others, we are serving indirectly to what? To God. So in page number 64, there is a blue color line here. One box is given here. Did you know part? So this is very important. You go through it. Okay. So the tradition of an open kitchen is called langar. So as I told you about langar, so that is a community eating, and that is the open kitchen. Okay. That means it is for everyone. Okay. And it is seen in all Sikh Gurudwaras, and it was started by Guru Nanak. Okay, and it is based on the three noble principle. What are the three noble principle? You see here: charity, community service, and equality. Okay, so these are three noble principle. We should also maintain, or we should also obey it in our life. Okay, so all the work involved in preparing, serving food, clearing up the afterwards. Okay, these activities are called seva. Okay, so seva is a Sanskrit word which means serving the people. Okay, so here it is said, which means voluntary. Okay, voluntary means selfless service, means after serving this you will not get any money. Okay, so that is called your seva. Okay, now comes your MDM. As I told you, this, right? MDM means midday meal. So you can see this picture. Is it familiar to you? So in government school, this scheme was launched. Okay, and this was a step taken by the government to improve the food habits. Okay, and also encourages children to come to school, because the poor people who cannot afford to eat every day, so their mindset is like, when I'll go to school, at least I can get one time food. Okay, so by that also so many students used to come to their school. Okay, so it's a very great initiative taken by the government. So this scheme is called midday meal scheme. Okay, so many children are there who belong to poor families and cannot afford to bring healthy food for the food to the school, right? As we all means always instruct you that in tiffin you should bring all the healthy food, no junk food. Okay, so like that way, what are the healthy foods? Like you can bring some breads, butter, roti, fruits, right? So these are some healthy foods, but all the children cannot afford that. So for that, government has started this midday meal scheme, and in this scheme they provide food. Okay, food to the children, and you can say a healthy meal. Okay, so that they can take it in their lunch time. And the main idea is to promote the child right to food. Okay, right to food, because everyone has a right to get it. Okay, and provide children a healthy meal. So the midday meal scheme, you can see here 4 points are written. Encourage children to come to school. Yes, because of food, so many students used to come to school. Helps in healthy growth of children. If they are eating healthy, they will grow healthy. Teacher teaches children good food habits. Okay, food habits, that means what are the healthy foods, how you have to eat. Okay, food habits. And also reduces inequality by providing the basic need of the food to the children. Okay, so these are some points you need to remember. Okay, like what are the principle, or what are the aims of launching this midday meal scheme. Now what about boarding school? Do you know about it? So yes, you can also consider our school as boarding school, because we have hostel facility, and where day scholars are also there, right? So amongst you also, some are day scholars, some may live in hostel, so that is considered a boarding school. So boarding schools are those schools where children study as well as stay. Okay, stay means they stay in school's hostel, and they generally go home only during the school vacation, like summer vacation, winter vacation. Okay, or after the completion of examination, and they have their meals in the hostel. Okay, I think you know about it. Those who are staying in hostel, they have to maintain all the rules and regulation, and whatever the food or the things they are getting from hostel, they have to accept that. Okay, so they usually have a fixed menu for a week. Okay, different routines are given, like we also have in our hostel. Okay, day wise, okay, what have to provide, okay, to the children. So children learn to eat all the dishes they are served. Okay, there will be no selection like I will not eat this and that, because in hostel if you do so, then you will not get food, right? So that also teaches to eat everything. Okay, and the warden ensured that everyone finishes their food. That means no one should waste the food. So that one used to be ensured by whom? By the warden, who take care the children in the hostel. Okay, so this was all about your chapter, students. I think you have learned about the food we eat, this chapter properly, and also you go through the remembering skills and also the new words. So now your chapter is completed. Now what is your work? You have to go to exercise and you have to complete the optional part and try to write the question answers also. So one day after one day I will share the answers to you. Okay, so thank you.